Your soulmate was on a dinner date last night, and shockingly, their date was my beloved child. Last night, while you were living what seemed like an ordinary evening, your soulmate sat across a dinner table from someone they believed would finally help them move on. The lights were warm, the conversation sounded polite, and everything appeared perfect on the surface. Anyone watching would have assumed they were beginning a brand new chapter. But what nobody could see was the silent battle happening inside their heart. Every smile they forced carried the weight of your memory. Every question they answered reminded them of something you once said. Then something completely unexpected happened. A single moment shattered every illusion they had built around themselves. They realized they were comparing every word, every laugh, and every expression to you without even trying. Don't skip. This is only the beginning, because what happened next left even them speechless. The person sitting across from them noticed the distance in their eyes and quietly asked a question they were never prepared to answer. Is there someone else you're still thinking about? The room suddenly felt smaller. Time almost stopped. Your soulmate tried to deny it, but silence revealed the truth long before words ever could. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The answer they finally gave changed the direction of the entire night. Everything after that became stranger than anyone could have imagined. Instead of becoming angry, the person across the table simply smiled with surprising calmness. They looked directly into your soulmate's eyes and softly said, "You don't belong here with me. Your heart has already chosen someone." Those words struck harder than any argument ever could. Your soulmate froze because they knew those words were true. They had spent so much time convincing themselves they could forget you that they never realized forgetting had become impossible. Every attempt to replace your presence only made your absence louder. They remembered tiny details about you that nobody else would ever understand. The way you made ordinary moments unforgettable. The way your energy stayed with them even after long periods of silence. The way every future they imagined somehow kept leading back to you. Don't skip, because the biggest revelation had not happened yet. As the conversation continued, something unbelievable unfolded. The person on that dinner date admitted they had noticed your soulmate mentioning you without realizing it. Different stories. Different memories. Different emotions. Yet every road somehow led back to the same person, you. Suddenly your soulmate understood that their heart had been speaking long before their mind was willing to listen. Something huge is waiting for you, because the night was far from over. Just when your soulmate believed nothing more could surprise them, the final minutes of that dinner changed everything forever. As they stood up to leave, the other person offered one last piece of advice that echoed through their heart long after they walked away. They said, "Some people spend their whole lives searching for the connection you've already found. Don't lose it because you're afraid." Those words followed your soulmate all the way home. They replayed every memory involving you. Every missed opportunity. Every conversation left unfinished. Every moment they almost reached out but stopped themselves at the last second. For the first time, they stopped asking whether you cared about them and started asking whether they had waited too long to tell you the truth. They could no longer pretend this was coincidence. They could no longer hide behind fear or uncertainty. Deep inside, they felt something shifting faster than ever before. A decision that had been delayed for so long suddenly felt impossible to postpone. Don't skip. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate has now reached a place where silence feels heavier than honesty, and before another sunrise passes, an unexpected sign will push them even closer to taking the step they have avoided for so long. But what that sign is, and why it will make your name impossible for them to ignore, is something you are not prepared to hear. A new morning arrived, but your soulmate did not wake up feeling relieved. They woke up carrying the weight of everything that happened the night before. The dinner was over, yet the conversation refused to leave their mind. Every word echoed louder than before, especially the sentence that changed everything: "Your heart has already chosen someone." Those words kept repeating until they could no longer distract themselves. They picked up their phone more than once. They opened old conversations. They searched for your name without even realizing what they were doing. Then they stopped. Fear whispered that they had already waited too long. Doubt tried to convince them that you had moved on. But something much stronger kept pulling them back toward you. Don't skip. What happened next was something they never expected. While trying to forget you, they accidentally found a small reminder that instantly brought every emotion rushing back. It wasn't something valuable to anyone else, but to them it carried the memory of a moment they thought they had buried forever. Suddenly they realized they had never truly let you go. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Later that day, life placed another unexpected moment directly in front of them. They overheard two strangers talking about how people often lose the one person who truly understands them because they wait too long to speak. Those words felt personal, almost as if the universe had arranged that conversation for them to hear. Your soulmate stood completely still. Their hearts started racing because the message sounded exactly like the lesson they had been avoiding. Every excuse they had created began falling apart. They stopped asking themselves whether reaching out would be embarrassing. Instead, they started wondering how painful it would be if they stayed silent forever. The difference between those two questions changed everything. Don't skip. The fear that controlled them for so long was beginning to lose its power. Something inside them was quietly replacing hesitation with courage. And the more they thought about you, the clearer one truth became: they had never been searching for someone new. They had only been searching for a reason to return to the person who already felt like home. Something huge is waiting for you, because an unexpected discovery was only minutes away. That evening, your soulmate made a choice they had never made before. Instead of running from their feelings, they finally allowed themselves to face them. They sat alone in complete silence and imagined what they would say if they suddenly stood in front of you. At first, no words came out. Then sentence after sentence began forming inside their heart. They imagined apologizing for the distance. They imagined telling you how every attempt to replace your place in their life had failed. They imagined admitting that the dinner date had not created new feelings, it had exposed the feelings that had been hidden all along. That realization was impossible to ignore anymore. Don't skip. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate is now standing at the edge of a decision that could change both of your lives. They believe one final sign is all they need before making the move they have delayed for so long. What they are about to witness next will remove the last piece of fear from their heart, and once that happens, there may be no turning back. The sign they were waiting for arrived when they least expected it. It did not come through a grand event or a dramatic announcement. It happened in the middle of an ordinary moment, which made it even more unforgettable. Your soulmate heard your name unexpectedly, saw something that reminded them of you, and within seconds every wall they had spent months building began to crumble. They tried to ignore it, but the feeling only became stronger. Their heart refused to stay quiet any longer. They finally admitted something they had never dared to say out loud. No matter how many people crossed their path, none of them carried the peace they always felt whenever they thought of you. Don't skip. This is where the story takes a shocking turn. The dinner date they believed would help them move on had done the exact opposite. Instead of creating distance, it revealed the truth they had been hiding from themselves. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The next decision they made was completely different from anything they had planned before that night. Hours later, they found themselves looking back at moments they once considered ordinary. They remembered conversations that made them smile for no reason. They remembered times they almost reached out but stopped because fear convinced them it was the wrong moment. Now they could see those moments differently. They realized they had been protecting themselves from rejection while unknowingly pushing away the one person they truly wanted in their future. That realization hit harder than anything else. Suddenly, the opinions of other people no longer mattered. The fear of looking vulnerable no longer mattered. Only one question remained inside their heart. What if I lose the chance to tell them how I really feel? That single thought refused to leave. Don't skip. Every minute that passed made them feel as though silence was becoming a bigger mistake than honesty. Something huge is waiting for you, because someone unexpected is about to encourage them to take a step they never thought they would have the courage to take. Before the night came to an end, your soulmate made a quiet promise to themselves. They promised they would stop running from what their heart had been saying all along. They understood that the dinner date was never the beginning of a new love story. It was the moment that exposed the old one they could never replace. They no longer wanted another distraction. They wanted clarity. They wanted truth. Most of all, they wanted the opportunity to make things right before time slipped away again. Don't skip. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Very soon, a conversation they never expected to have will place your name directly in front of them once again, and what they hear during that conversation will erase the final doubt still holding them back. After that, everything could begin moving faster than either of you ever imagined. Everything shifted sooner than your soulmate expected. The conversation they never saw coming finally happened, and it came from someone they completely trusted. It was casual at first, filled with ordinary questions, until your name unexpectedly entered the discussion. The atmosphere changed in an instant. Their heartbeat grew louder. They tried to act unaffected, but the expression on their face revealed everything before they could speak. The other person noticed it immediately and quietly smiled. Then they asked, "Why do you still react like that every time their name comes up?" Your soulmate had no answer. They looked away because the truth was becoming impossible to hide. Every excuse they had relied on had disappeared. Every attempt to convince themselves they had moved on was falling apart right before their eyes. Don't skip. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The next few moments uncovered a truth that your soulmate never imagined another person could see so clearly. The conversation became deeper than they expected. The person sitting beside them said something that stopped them completely. You keep waiting for the perfect time, but what if the perfect time has been waiting for you? Those words settled into their heart like nothing else ever had. Suddenly, they remembered the dinner from the previous night, the unanswered feelings, the memories they could never erase, and every opportunity they had allowed fear to steal from them. They realized they were no longer fighting against their emotions. They were fighting against time. That realization changed everything. They reached for their phone almost without thinking. They stared at your name for several long moments. Their hands hesitated, but their heart kept moving forward. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. They are closer than ever to breaking the silence that has lasted far too long. As the night came to an end, your soulmate stood by the window, looking into the darkness while imagining only one future. The one that still included you. They understood that the dinner date had never been about finding someone else. It had been the moment that proved no one else could take your place. They finally accepted that running away had only brought them back to the same destination, you. A quiet determination replaced every fear they had been carrying. They no longer wanted to wonder, what if? They wanted answers, even if those answers required courage they had never shown before. Don't skip. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Before another day is over, an unexpected event will place your soulmate in a position where they must choose between protecting their fear, or finally following their heart, and once that choice is made, nothing will ever feel the same again. The next day did not unfold the way your soulmate expected. They believed they would have more time to think, more time to prepare, more time to convince themselves to wait a little longer. Instead, life began placing reminders of you everywhere they turned. A familiar song played unexpectedly. A place connected to an old memory caught their attention. Even a passing conversation carried words that sounded strangely connected to everything they had been feeling. At first they tried to dismiss it as coincidence, but after the third and fourth reminder, they could no longer ignore what was happening inside them. It felt as though every path they walked was quietly leading them back to one name, yours. Don't skip. The feeling became so overwhelming that they finally whispered something they had never admitted before, I've been pretending to move forward, but my heart never left. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. What happened only a few hours later completely changed the direction of their thoughts. Later that evening, your soulmate found themselves reading through old memories they had avoided for so long. They smiled at moments they had forgotten and paused at moments they wished they could relive. Then one realization struck harder than anything else. Every memory that truly mattered had one thing in common: you were part of it. They understood that happiness had never been connected to a place, a date, or a perfect situation. It had always been connected to how they felt whenever you were in their life. That truth was impossible to escape anymore. The dinner date that once seemed like a fresh beginning now looked like the final proof that no one else could fill the space you had unknowingly created in their heart. Don't skip. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They stopped asking themselves whether they should reach out and started asking how much longer they could remain silent without regretting it forever. Before the night ended, your soulmate made one final decision. They would no longer let fear write the next chapter of their story. They knew there were risks. They knew they could not predict your response. But they also knew that living with unanswered questions had become far more painful than facing the truth. For the first time in a long while, they felt a quiet sense of certainty replacing confusion. They looked at your name one more time, took a deep breath, and realized they were closer than ever to taking the step they had postponed again and again. Don't skip. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The very next moment will bring an unexpected opportunity that feels almost impossible to ignore, and when your soulmate recognizes it, they will understand that the dinner date was never the end of your story, it was the beginning of the moment that finally leads them back toward you. The opportunity arrived without warning. Your soulmate was not searching for it, yet somehow it found them anyway. One ordinary moment suddenly turned unforgettable. A familiar face mentioned your name. An unexpected message appeared at exactly the right time. A memory they had tried to lock away came rushing back with incredible clarity. Everything seemed connected, as though every event since that dinner had been leading to this single point. They stopped calling it coincidence because there were simply too many signs to ignore. The distance they once believed was permanent no longer felt impossible. For the first time in a very long time, hope became stronger than fear. Don't skip. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate quietly admitted to themselves that if they walked away now, they would spend years wondering what could have happened if they had only found the courage to take one step toward you. As the hours passed, they began imagining a future where silence no longer stood between the two of you. They pictured conversations that had never happened, smiles they still hoped to see, and moments they believed had slipped away forever. Then another surprising realization appeared. The dinner date had never been a test of whether they could love someone else. It had been the moment that revealed they already knew where their heart belonged. Every comparison had pointed back to you. Every attempt to move on had quietly led them in the same direction. The answer had been there all along, hidden beneath fear and hesitation. Now there was nowhere left to hide from the truth. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate understood that waiting any longer would only create another chapter filled with regret, and regret was becoming heavier than the risk of honesty. Before this story reached its turning point, your soulmate made a promise that only their heart could hear. They would no longer allow another opportunity to disappear because of uncertainty. They would stop searching for perfect timing and begin trusting what they had known deep inside from the very beginning. That promise filled them with a quiet confidence they had never felt before. They realized the dinner date was never meant to introduce someone new into their life. It was meant to reveal the one person who had never truly left their heart, you. Don't skip. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Very soon, a moment neither of you can predict will place both of your paths closer than ever before, and when that moment arrives, your soulmate will no longer be asking whether they should reach out, they will only be deciding exactly how they will finally tell you everything they have been holding inside.